Hello and welcome back to Life with Paul M. And a massive thank you for everybody that's watched any of the previous episodes, for the likes, for the comments, for the love, the feedback, for subscribing, following the channel on here or on Instagram. Thank you so much. It warms up my heart to know there's so many good people out there. So today's first topic that we're going to get into in terms of episodes, now we're up and running, you know, what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, is going to talk about something that is incredibly important to me. And this is a positive mindset. Yeah, but you hear people talking about it nowadays and you think, well, what is a positive mindset? Where do we get it from? Can we buy it in the supermarket? Can we download it online? Unfortunately, no, you can't. It's something that gets built up over a period of time. But the positive thing is, it's available to absolutely everybody and it's for free. You just have to do that work on yourself. So, what does the word positive mindset mean to me? I remember I had a friend in America and she used to call me, I think the word was a Pollyanna. What the hell's a Pollyanna? I think I looked it up once. And it said somebody that's always finding positives in difficult situations. And I thought, yeah, you know what? If that's something, then I'd rather be that. Because life happens, how we respond to it, that's on us. You know, this expression, is your glass half full or is your glass half empty? I like to think that my glass is overflowing. And often I might not think that way. But if you put the energy out there and you tell yourself you're feeling okay, sometimes you end up kind of buying into it. For example, if I go back about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, people would ring me up on the phone, hey Paul, how are you? And I'd be like, yeah, I'm doing okay, I've done this, but does anybody know somebody when they speak to somebody and they go, but, and then you know it's the gates are open and they're going to unload everything on you. But this has happened, but this, and we've all got it because that's life. But I got to a point I thought, I don't think the person that's listening to me wants to hear it. And I know I'm not feeling any better by saying it. So I kind of started becoming my own cheerleader. In fact, I did a talk once and I superimposed my head on a cheerleader outfit. I'll see if I can dig it out. And what I mean by that is you've got to motivate yourself to feel good because nobody else will do it for you. And if they do, you're lucky to have those people in your life and it's a bonus. So I got to the stage where people would ring me up on the phone and say, hi Paul, how are you? And he'd be like, I'm fantastic. Full stop. And the other person was like, right, you're fantastic. Why? I'm like, everything's great. And I think the person on the line at one stage was probably thinking, has he won the lottery? I'm really jealous. I wish I felt like him. Or is he lying? Or probably quite confused. And what happened in a period of time over weeks and months was I believe that my subconsciousness started listening to all of this positive words. I'm feeling great, life's great, blah, blah, blah. Didn't always feel it. I think my subconsciousness, in the end, it started to hear what I was saying and started to sink in. And it started to create new thought patterns. So they say fake it till you make it. I believe you can with your mindset as well. So all of a sudden, I started feeling better or great. Even though life was just the same, nothing had changed, nothing had improved, personal, financial, whatever, everything was the same, but it is I change inside here, in here. So why is it so important to get a positive mindset and how do we get it? Okay, why it's so important? It's linked to what's probably going to be the next episode, which is gratitude. For me, positive mindset and gratitude are the two of the biggest stones and pillars of foundations of how we feel better going through life. I forgot where I was going with that. And as you know, I always film these in one take. So two things is, if you think I'm talking a bit slowly, because I do rabbit on a bit, feel free to increase me from 1 to maybe 1.25, so I talk a bit faster. That's right. Why is it important to have a positive mindset? So things happen. We get emails, phone calls, things don't quite go our way. 50-50 things tend to go the wrong way, although we don't remember all of the 50-50s that go our way. So things happen, and straight away it's a test. How we react to that, the quicker we react to it, is the quicker we go from, so we're here, something comes in to test us, how quick can we bounce back? Or how low are we there, or even go lower? So the quicker we can bounce back from a setback, the better. And if you have this positive mindset, I look at it like, a lot of guys will think the most important muscles on their body might be that one or another one somewhere else. I look at the most important muscle in the body is the mind, and I believe it's something that you can strengthen and train in time. So then when things do come your way, they almost bounce off you. For any of you old enough to remember the Ready Brek adverts, used to show a kid eating his porridge before he went to school. And as he walked out of his house, he'd be covered in an orange glow. I don't know why it stuck with me there. But I imagine that I've got some kind of force field. So when negative energy, negative people, negative comments come my way, of course a little bit of it goes in. I'm human. But most of it, I'm like, you ain't getting in. Take it somewhere else. Your problem is your problem. Don't go sharing it with me. And I mean that if it's a negative person who's grumpy, who's rude, who's got nasty comments, move away. So yeah, it helps you react faster to difficult moments. How do we create a positive mindset? Well, there's quite a few ways. Number one, you've got to work on yourself. Number two, surround yourself with the right people. I talk about this a lot in my videos, that surrounding yourself with the right people is so important. I don't know the actual stats, but they say you are the average of the 5 closest people that you know. So think of your 5 closest best friends, okay? And are they positive minded? Are they successful? Are they healthy? Are they fun? Are they supportive? Do they have love for others? Do they have compassion? Do they have understanding? Whatever you want to look at them by. And if they've got these positive attributes, or some of them, none of us have got them all, you're probably going to be a little bit like that. But if they're all negative and down here and criticising people and not supportive and moaning about people, guess what? We're probably going to become more of that ourselves. I believe that we'll become our surroundings. A bit like a chameleon will change colour to fit into a different surrounding to protect itself. I believe as humans that we become our environment, whether that be a positive one or a negative one. Positive people, not so positive people. So surround yourself with the right people. Then for me, what's really helped me has been podcasts and books. I don't read very much. I've got ADHD, is my excuse. It might take me a year to read a book. I just don't get into it unless I was on holiday. Now, audiobooks are magical. They've changed the game. They need to have a voice that you like, but more often than not, that's great because it can be the author, so you really buy into it. So books, really good for mindset. I might pop some up on here so you can see some of the books and podcasts I've thought about. But if you listen to podcasts, and I'm not saying listen to people about how successful they are, oh, how I became so rich and famous, oh, how I'm so amazing. And credit to you for getting there, but that's not going to resonate with most of us. I like to listen to podcasts where it can be somebody really successful. It could be a successful actor, sportsman, famous doctor, a famous explorer, a famous fireman. It doesn't matter what they're famous for, but I like to listen to podcasts and stories when they're not talking about their success, top-line achievements. They're talking about how did they get there? How did they push through those really difficult moments? What did they learn along the way? And you'll find out that the most famous, successful people have got just as many weaknesses, insecurities, anxiety, concerns, worries than us. It might be relative. You're worried about that amount of money. The richest man in the world's worrying about that amount. And the one with no money is worrying about that. But the funniest thing is, more often than not, and particularly if you travel to Asia, where I am in Thailand at the minute, is the people with the least amount of money quite often, they're the happiest. Because these people have never got enough, and we're here, we're kind of caught in between. It's finding that happiness within of being content. And for me, the word content when I was younger was like, who wants to be content? But content and inner peace is worth any money in the bank, along with good health. So podcasts, audiobooks, Because then also you can get some belief that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we all go through very similar stuff. It's just people don't really like to talk about it too much. They like to talk about the flashy stuff. Great. What about the real stuff? So mention what a positive mindset is. I mentioned why it's important, and I mentioned how you work on it. The one thing is, it's work in progress. You never nail it, but you will get certain days where you've built up that momentum, and then you get the odd day when you dip. But then when you get a dip, it's almost like, you know, when a cloud goes past in the sky and it covers the sun, it comes back to belief and knowledge or hope, but more about belief. You know that that cloud will move past the sun. It might take a second, a minute, or even a month or two if you live in England, like where it's rainy and cloudy, wherever we are a lot. It will always pass. So when you're having a difficult moment, is again linked to positive mindset, knowing you've been in more difficult moments than this in the past. So you can almost take your mind back to something that was really difficult for you, that you really didn't know how you'd get through it, but you did. Remember your successes in life, because then when you're in a difficult position, it feels difficult, you can think, yeah, but I had this once upon a time that was so much more serious and so much meant more to me and so much more difficult, and I got through it. So you can get through that as well. Let me know in the comments, what do you do for positive mindset? What tips have you got? What works for you? Has anybody got any questions? Any topics that you'd like to discuss? Or anything else? Because like I say, I want this to be our channel, our community, the right people in and the wrong people you ain't getting in, because this is the positive mindset group. Okay, so thank you so much. That's another episode. Hope you took something from it. I'm sending lots and lots and lots of love to you all. Namaste.